Title: The Man in the Wall. I first heard about it from my grandfather when I was a teenager. He told me it as if it were an urban legend, but later I found newspaper clippings that confirmed the story. It happened in 1941 in Denver, Colorado. Just a regular neighborhood, ordinary people, and an old man named Philip Peters. Philip was 73 years old, a widower, quiet, polite. He'd worked for the railroad for most of his life. After his wife was hospitalized with a broken hip, he lived alone in their modest home. Neighbors checked in on him occasionally, but otherwise he kept to himself. One day in October, neighbors became concerned. They hadn't seen Philip in several days. They called the police. What they found in the house made headlines. Philip was dead, bludgeoned. His body was lying in the living room, the house locked from the inside. No signs of forced entry, nothing stolen, no suspects. For months, the case remained cold. But here's where it gets disturbing. After the murder, a woman named Mrs. Ross moved into the house to act as a caretaker. She began hearing things, footsteps in the walls, objects moving, food disappearing. She thought she was losing her mind. The police believed the house was empty until one officer stayed behind during a routine check and heard something, a noise in the ceiling. They tore open a tiny door in the closet that led to a crawl space, a narrow void between the walls and roof, no more than 18 inches high, and inside they found a man. His name was Theodore Edward Coneys. He had been living in the house for months, in that crawl space, crawling out only when Philip left or slept, stealing food, moving through hidden vents, watching from the dark. He'd been hiding there while the house was still occupied, even before the murder. That night in October, Philip had caught him rummaging through the kitchen. In a panic, Coneys beat him to death with an iron stove shaker, then vanished back into the wall. He stayed there for weeks, even after the murder, even while the house filled with police, hiding, watching, listening. The police called him the Denver Spider-Man. But what haunted me most was a quote from Coneys during his confession. "I found a place I could live in without detection. I used to lie there and listen to the house. I was afraid to be seen. I was afraid I'd have to leave." He wasn't homeless. He wasn't insane. At least not by any clinical standard. He was just a man who decided to stop existing in society and start existing in shadows. To this day, the idea that someone could be inside your home, not breaking in, but already there, watching, waiting, terrifies me in a way no ghost story ever could.